Hello, good morning students. Today we have to discuss the topic nutrition. Chapter number 1 is nutrition. The word nutrition is derived from the Greek word to nurture. To nurture means to get energy. So what is nutrition? We have to discuss the topic nutrition. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is the process by which taking the food inside our body and absorb the nutrients in our body and getting energy that helpful for the different life process, that is known as nutrition. The first definition is that what is nutrition? It is the process by which taking the food inside the body and absorbing the nutrients and getting energy for different life processes known as nutrition. Okay, so what is the, now we have to discussing the types of nutrition. There are two types of nutrition, main two modes of nutrition. We have to drawing the chart. Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. And heterotrophic nutrition is divided into three types: parasitic nutrition, insectivorous nutrition, parasitic, insectivorous, and third, saprotrophic. So this heterotrophic nutrition is divided into three types. Now first we have to discuss it about the autotrophic nutrition. So what is nutrition and explain their types. So you have to draw this chart. The first we have to explain autotrophic nutrition. The word auto means self. The word auto means self and the word trophic means nutrition. Those organisms that prepare their own nutrition, that prepare their own food, that type of nutrition is known as autotrophic nutrition. So the word auto means self and the word trophs means nutrition. Those organisms obtain their food, prepare their food with the help of photosynthesis process. This type of nutrition is known as autotrophic nutrition. And those organisms that make this type of food by only, that is known as autotrophs. Those organisms obtain the nutrition from the autotrophic nutrition process. That type of organism is known as autotrophs. Bacteria and green plants are the example of autotrophs. So those organisms that obtain the nutrition from the self by selfly or only, तो that type of nutrition is autotrophic nutrition. मतलब जो organism खुद से अपना खाना बनाते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं autotrophs organism. बराबर. After that we have to discussing what is photosynthesis. The word photo means light and the word synthesis means to prepare. Those organisms that prepare their food in presence of sunlight, that process is known as photosynthesis. That means जो ऑर्गेनिज्म अपना खाना लाइट की या सनलाइट की हेल्प से बनाते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं फोटोसिंथेसिस. नाउ वी हैव टू सी द डिटेल definition of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which organism absorb the sunlight from the atmosphere, absorb the water from the roots, absorb the CO2 from the sunlight, and prepare the glucose and evolve the oxygen outside. That process is known as photosynthesis and making the glucose. So what is photosynthesis? The word photo means light and the word synthesis means to prepare. Those organisms that absorb water from the soil, absorb the CO2 from the sunlight, and also falls the sunlight on the leaves. That type of, and making the glucose, that type of process is known as photosynthesis. Now we see this photosynthesis diagram in detail. Here I have to draw. Sunlight falls on the leaves. Water absorbed from the roots. CO2 is also absorbed from the atmosphere by the leaves and preparing the glucose. That type of process is known as photosynthesis. Chemical equation of photosynthesis is given below. Plant absorbs CO2 and water from the roots in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Without chlorophyll, plant does not make the food. CO2 plus H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, plant prepare the food. That food is known as glucose. So what is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6. That is the glucose. That means carbohydrate. And oxygen is getting outside. Okay, so in this process CO2 is going inside and O2 is removing outside. That help for the respiration process. So you have to note down this chemical equation and forming glucose. Okay, after that we have to see what is chlorophyll. The green pigment present in the food, that is known as chlorophyll. The green pigment present in the food called chlorophyll. With the help of without chlorophyll, plant do not make the food. Okay, so chlorophyll is necessary pigment that present in the leaves. Also green color pigment is present in the chlorophyll. Also red, brown and yellow color type of photosynthetic pigment is present in the leaves that help for the photosynthesis process. For that we have to do one experiment, like to presence of starch. Aim is that to presence of starch in plants. That is our aim. What is our material? Two potted leaves, I2 solution, and procedure. What is procedure? First we have to take two potted plants. one plant is kept in the sunlight for 70 hours and other plant is kept for 70 hours in the dark light. Okay, so after 3 days we have to observe that those plant that kept in the sunlight, जिस प्लांट को हमने सनलाइट में 72 आवर्स के लिए रखा है, पीक आउट देयर वन लीव्स, उसमें से आपको एक वन लीव्स निकालना है और उसके ऊपर क्या ऐड करना है, I2 सॉल्यूशन ऐड करना है एंड चेक which reaction is carried out. Suppose this leaves is kept in the sunlight. Now we have to add I2 here and also pluck the another leaves that kept in the dark light. Now we have to add further here I2. Now we have to see what is the chemical reaction when I2 is react with starch, क्योंकि जो प्लांट सनलाइट में रखा है वो खाना बनाएगा, that means glucose, and glucose is stored in the form of starch and that starch is react with I2 and forming a starch react with I2 gives bluish black color. That means starch is present in this leaf and those present in dark light. I have to explain this again. Observation कि जब हम सनलाइट एक प्लांट ऑब्जर्वेशन one leaves plucked from the sunlight potted plant and one leaves plucked from the dark light potted plant. Now we have to add I2 in those both leaves. Now see the chemical reaction. If starch is present, then it reacts with I2 and forming bluish black color, and bluish black color gives the presence of starch. Dark light, that means sunlight नहीं मिलेगी तो उसकी absence में वो खाना बनाने वाला नहीं है. That means starch is absent. In absence of starch, plus I2, no color change. That means starch, we conclude that those plants that present in sunlight that making the starch and those plants that make in the dark light does not make the starch. So this process फ्रॉम दिस एक्सपेरिमेंट, इस एक्सपेरिमेंट से हम ये कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं कि जो प्लांट सनलाइट में रखते हैं वो प्लांट खाना बनाते हैं और जो प्लांट नॉर्मली डार्क लाइट में रहते हैं वो खाना नहीं बनाते, वो डिग्रेड कर देते. इसकी वजह से स्टार्च नहीं होता है, स्टार्च की वजह से कोई कलर चेंज आता नहीं है. अगर स्टार्च प्रेजेंट हो तो वो I2 के साथ रिएक्ट करता है और कलर चेंज देता है. नाउ विच ऑर्गेनल इज प्रेजेंट इन द लीव्स that responsible for photosynthesis process. Organelle responsible for photosynthesis process. Chloroplast, and that in chloroplast organelle chlorophyll is present. Okay, so in the next session we have to discuss the topic of autotrophic nutrition in detail. Thank you.